Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis meeting once again, and welcome back to, believe it or not, another game review. This time is going to be on a game that I've heard so much about, and I've heard so many people giving it perfect scores, saying it's one of the best games of the year, and that is Celeste. Now, Celeste is an indie game that I got from the Nintendo Switch. I downloaded it, and oh yeah, and that game right there, let's not talk about that now, okay? Let's just talk about Celeste, okay? Okay. Now, in Celeste, you play as a girl named Madeline who has to climb up a mountain known as Celeste. So, yeah, it's another one of those games where the name of the game is not the name of the main character. So, you need to get it right, people. So, just try getting it right. But, anyways, so yeah, you play as her. She's a character who's been through a lot of depression and anxiety, and basically, there's a message to that throughout the game. And throughout the game, you're not just experiencing some really tough and brutal gameplay, because yeah, this game is really difficult. However, okay, there was a lot, surprisingly, a lot more that I want to talk about in this game, more than I had to, given that this is an indie game and there really isn't that much to talk about. I mean, actually, no, I am wrong because I had a lot to say about Undertale, even though I don't think my review for Undertale was that long. But, anyways, let me just start by saying Celeste is one of those games, another one of them, that is going to stick with me for a really long time. This is by far one of the best indie games I've ever played in my life, and I think it deserves its praise. And this is a game that was made for me. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of really super hard games. Now, first, let me get into the gameplay. Basically, it's a 2D side scroller retro type game, and you basically have to dodge spikes and stuff. Your mechanics are jumping, climbing on walls, and dashing. And basically, what dashing is, you push this button that makes you go super fast, like you jump and then like that. And that's a big part of the game. That's mostly what you do throughout the game. There really isn't any enemies to fight, except this game goes by chapters. There are 8 chapters. The last chapter um, isn't really a part of the story that much because you have to do some certain stuff in order to unlock the final chapter. But yeah, anyways, as for other stuff about the game, that's basically what the gameplay is like, and surprisingly, it is really fun despite its challenge. But let me warn you, if you do this without assist mode, you are going to die a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot. For a second, I thought I would basically be stuck in this position because this is not one of those games where I just want to give up on. Like, if you're asking, no, I have never beaten Cuphead, even though I've had that game for a year. Once in a while, I will try my best to try to do finish some more of it. But, Cuphead is one of those games that I feel like I'm never going to beat no matter how hard I try. But that's not the case with Celeste. Luckily, I'm really happy to announce that it's apps anybody can beat this game because there is an assist mode, like I just mentioned. And assist mode, you can change up the difficulty. You can, and it's really easy to do. Assist mode allows you to, uh, it'll allow you to have invincibility, which means you'll never die. And it also allows you to have infinite stamina, so you can stay on walls for as long as you want. And it also gives you an infinite amount of dash, and you can slow down the gameplay, so it'll be easier to know where you're going or what position you're at. And I found that really helpful because gameplay isn't the only thing that this game focuses on. It focuses on very surprisingly heavy emotional storytelling. Because through this one character, she also has another version of herself, a darker, more seemingly evil part of herself. But really, she isn't evil. She's basically just like her. She basically is her. She's a character inside of her, and she came out basically for how much of her depression that she has had. And when we do get into her character, I actually felt something for her character too. In fact, there is not really a villain in this game. There's no actual villain. Like there's no other villain besides that character. Because that's really not the focus here. Its very strong and powerful message here is truly is truly what got me there. It is so heartfelt and so very well made that it is one of those games that I feel like I want to replay a lot. Now, luckily, the main character is not a silent protagonist. All of the characters are spoken throughout dialogue, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, but in a more like different way. Like this game doesn't really have any comedic elements like something like Undertale or any other indie game out there. This game is a bit more serious. But all in all, I did not mind that because it's a game that I would certainly really relate to. This is the type of game that I never knew that I wanted to see. But knowing that I've actually gotten to play it is a lot better than I possibly could have ever imagined. The characters besides Madeline, there are not that many characters. There's like at least 4 or 5 in total, and they were pretty interesting. The game goes by in chapters, like I said, but they go on for quite a while, depending how many times you die. Here's the thing: if you do assist mode, I don't think you should do it until after you finish the first 3 chapters. They are pretty challenging. And if you're wondering, no, I did not use assist mode all the time because, this is one of those games that you do want to challenge yourself to, because, here's the thing. When you move your character, basically it's a puzzle. You have to figure out how to get to the next point. And for its checkpoint system, it is very fair. Very difficult, but very fair. Because there's just one section with the first section, then the next, and the third, and the fourth. And, the checkpoint system really is helpful. And you can save your game at any time, and it'll save you back to where you left off if you decide to quit the game. Also, the game looks very well on the Nintendo Switch. If you have a Nintendo Switch, PS4, or Xbox One, my best advice for you is to play this on the Nintendo Switch because, hey, this is a game that I feel is absolutely made for the Nintendo Switch. And, so yeah, you could complain that this is another one of those indie games that have retro graphics in them and nothing else, but no. Guys, I highly recommend giving this game a chance. It's $20, but it's absolutely worth it. Depending how many times you die, the main campaign, or I wouldn't call it campaign, the game will take about 6 or 8 hours to beat the story. But here's the thing: there are these tapes that you can get through each of the stages or the chapters, and they'll unlock a harder, more hardcore, more brutal version, or I wouldn't say brutal because this game isn't really violent at all. No, let's just say a lot tougher stages than where you got the tape from. And all in all, it offers some really challenging gameplay. All in all, this is by far one of the hardest games out there, one of the hardest games I've played. But besides the assist mode, if the game did not have the assist mode, then it probably might be the hardest, like, ever. But for those who want to focus more on or who want to focus more on the story and not the gameplay, then I recommend using the assist mode. If you're not really into the story, then hey, you can just enjoy the gameplay because this game has a great story, great characters, great gameplay. It is everything I could have possibly wanted in a game like this. I'm just really gushing about how much I love this game already because really, I did not expect to, like, I don't know why I didn't check with this game sooner. And this game came out in January. So basically, this would have been the first game to top people's Game of the Year's list, because this was before God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2 and all those other games. And I'm glad that it's finally the time for me to play it, because, yeah. Oh, yeah, also, I am forgetting, because this is also a pretty big part of the game, even though... Okay, so you collect these strawberries, right? And you would think that you use them to unlock something, but no. They're basically used to basically switch up the ending a little bit, which I'm not going to spoil for you. I mean, this game doesn't have multiple endings or anything like that. Just depending how many strawberries you collect, and it really is a lot of fun collecting the strawberries too, because they're in those really tough positions that you feel like you just can't get them. But luckily, if they're too hard for you, don't worry. You do not have to collect the strawberries, because it's not one of those games where you have to get all these strawberries in order to unlock the next level, like in a Mario game or anything like that. No, and that's something that I found very helpful. This is a very fair game. It offers some really tough, but again, fair challenge. And all in all, I I'm floored that I finally got to play this game, and I'm floored that this is truly a game that I hope more people get to experience in the future. Not many people are talking about it. Um, Although this is truly one of those games that I feel like anybody out there who loves indie games needs to pick this game up. It's only available for download though. There's no disc or anything like that. There should be some disc versions because it is totally worth it. But this made me want to experience more indie games because I don't really play indie games that much. I mean, there's a lot that I have played, not too much, but hey, I play a lot of the best indie games like Limbo, Inside. I know Minecraft, but everybody's played that, and many others. There is definitely a lot more better known indie games that I want to play out there, but for right now, this is a game that truly deserves to be on this channel, and it deserves what it has right now. And I just loved every single second of it. Celeste is the third, or it would be the first if I played it. If this would have been the first game I played because I played God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2 before I played this, but third or first game to earn 5 out of 5 stars this year. This is truly where it's at right here. Like, seriously, I just gave 3 games perfect 5 out of 5s. And really, it hasn't been that much of a fantastic year for games so far this year. I mean, last year I thought had much better games, but all in all, games have definitely started becoming. I mean, we still got Smash Brothers and games like that. Hopefully, Fallout 76 won't be terrible. But all in all, Celeste, you just have to play it. I know you're gonna hear me say that a lot because I just have to. I like talking about these games for you guys, and I recommend playing them if you ever get the chance to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow I'll be seeing Overlord, and yeah, before you mention it, yes, I'll be seeing The Grinch. It'll be next weekend though, so yeah, don't worry. I'll have a review for that hopefully next week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.